rocking chair, Grandma! Or rather, would you care to dance, Grandmother?
Hi, Mr. Philip.
How you doing?
It's nice to meet you here in Baselworld 2018. Probably our readers would like to know, can you please tell us a brief history and brief story about your father?
Yes. My father, Philip Brashear, was the first African-American diver. He had to go through a lot of obstacles to get to where he wanted to be because when he first joined the Navy, black men could only be stewards or valets, officer valets. He joined the Navy knowing this. He had a limited education. He had limited means because he came from a poor sharecropper family. When he joined the Navy with those three things against him, he still wanted to be a diver, which was unheard of. He finally became a diver in the 1950s and flourished as a diver until he had an accident in 1966. He lost the bottom part of his leg. At that point, the Navy wanted to retire him medically and say, okay, you're no longer fit. My dad fought against the system, came back to be a diver after losing part of his leg, and that just made him famous. The movie Men of Honor depicts the story about how he came from a poor sharecropper family to be the first amputee diver the Navy's ever had.
How has the brand Oris got in touch with your father and this?
When my father passed away, I started in a non-profit foundation to give the money away in my father's name that people gave to me. Well, because I had the website established, Oris was looking for a subject for their diving line of watches. Well, they came across my father, and it just made sense to do a diving line watch in honor of a great diver. They contacted me, and the rest is history. They came out with the #1 Philip Brashear Oris watch. They made my dad a world famous person because now he has a famous watch from Oris made under his name. The watch is so popular, a few months ago they came out and said they want to do a Philip Brashear 2.
Yes.
So now there's a Philip Brashear 2 that's being released. My father was already made famous by the movie. Oris made him famous with the first watch, and now they're going to do it again with the second watch. So my dad's legacy is continuing on. The first one sold out in days, and they expect the second one to do the same thing.
How has your father's determination taught you and made you who you are today?
My father's determination, his morals, his values taught me that one, you always have to believe in yourself. You got to believe in yourself or you won't be able to accomplish anything. Two, because of what he had to go through, he had to stay true to be determined. He had to use all his resources to stay fixed on the goal. A lot of times people get deviated from their goals. My dad stayed true to the course to achieve his goals. And of course, trust and honor. You have to be honest to yourself, and you have to be able to trust people and yourself that you can achieve your goals.
How surreal it was to have your father's autobiography made into a movie.
Wow, that was incredible. When they made that movie about my father, I learned things about my father that he never brought home. I didn't know my father had so many obstacles to go through to achieve what he did. To see it on the big screen in a Hollywood movie just made it that much more personal. So it just taught me that, you know, a lot of times people go through things you don't even know. But the movie taught me a lot of the things that he went through that I never even knew about.
5 life lessons that you learned from your father.
I learned that you have to be honest. You have to be loyal, you have to be competent, because if you can't do your job, your boss might not trust you to be competent. So you have to be competent in your job, you have to be confident in yourself, and you have to have a belief in something great in yourself. Because in this world, so many people are wrapped up into small things, they miss the big picture. You have to see the world as a whole and open up your mind to it.
What does this chronograph watch, the new one, the second version, tribute to your father means to you?
It just shows me that my father left such a legacy on this world, not just the United States, but the world, that he is a motivational figure worldwide. What he went through to achieve his goals made him an icon. A lot of people lose a sense of what he went through, but to know that man actually lived, I think it's great for everybody to know that. My father's a legend. What I don't want to happen is my father become a myth. I never want somebody to say, that man never lived, he didn't do the things he did, and then he would be a myth. I just want my dad to continue to be a legend in today's world, as he always is.
How do you see the difference between your father's generation compared to the generation now in terms of like life values?
The generation now, compared to my father's generation, there are a couple of differences. My father's generation sacrificed all to achieve whatever little they could. sometimes I think today's generation wants everything a little too fast. My father stayed the course, he stayed true. He was like the turtle in the story, the rabbit against the turtle. He was the turtle who was slowly plugging along. The rabbit wanted to go fast to the finish line. Of course, the rabbit can get there fast, but what do you gain? That turtle goes through all kinds of events to get to that finish line. And I think with those life lessons that you learn along the way, kind of makes you a better person.
Yeah.
So just like the story with the tortoise and the hare, I think that tortoise, that turtle who goes through life slow, learns from every event, comes out a better person. And those are the kinds of things I just want people to take into account. Don't rush through life. Take an event, take it day by day, and you'll learn more. And as you grow and mature, you'll be a better person.
What is your advice to them, the generation now, for them who are watching now?
My advice to them would be, just stay true to yourself. Don't rush life. You know, God gives us this life to live, and He wants us to prosper and do the best we can with it. Don't waste a lot of time doing negative things or negative thinking. Always try to stay on the positive and make your life better each day, because every day you wake up is the first day of the rest of your life. That's how you should live it.
From the way you speak about your father, you have a lot of love and respect towards your father.
Yes.
How is that, you know, to you, and how do you see your father as a figure in your life?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, my father, to me, is my favorite hero. There have been great men in life. There have been great men come through the United States, and I'm not saying that my father's any greater than those men, but to know that my father had to battle racism, illiteracy, poverty. He had to go against physical disability, and before my father retired, he actually had to commit himself to alcohol abuse school, which he achieved. Those are 5 hurdles that my father had to overcome, and he still became the man that he was in confidence and do the things that he did because he faced each challenge. That's what we have to do today, face each challenge, and I love him for that because it taught me that, one, I have no reason to ever complain about anything. See what he did by achieving all those things, he took the right to complain from every one of us, because when life gives you lemons, instead of crying about it, you go make lemonade.
True. Thank you so much, Mr. Philip, for your time.
No sweat.
It's good to hear stories about your father.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right.